think our groups are pretty straightforward. You're using the B1, and you'd be referring to yourself as Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, or Class 4. That's the quickest way. Good, I see Valeria there. Thank you. Good job, guys. All right. So in today's session, we're going to be taking a look at how to use modal verbs. And if you have forgotten, let me just quickly show you our kind of breakdown. I know I sent it to you eons ago. When it comes to your calendar of events, there are a few things that you want to keep in mind. Let me go all the way to the beginning. Here we go. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so everyone can see. Thank you so much, guys. I can see everyone is there in the chat now. Good stuff. All right. And a few more people in the waiting room. So we are here. We are now in January. All right. So we're going to do the second block. So first things first, make sure you log in. All right, I'm reviewing some of your emails. Some emails I did not respond to during the strike. We had a few things missing, your audios or some of the activities. I see some of you are creating your folders, so take your time. Our focus now is English 6, all right? So this is where we're going to start. Our first deadline is going to be in 10 days' time, and that will be a forum. In order to get there, we're going to have two classes. We're going to have this class dedicated to the use of modals. We're going to look specifically at can, could, would, and should. And in the next class, we're going to take a look at present perfect continuous and the prepositions for and since again. Okay, let me let in some more people into the waiting room. If you are here, please remember to start off your session by going to the chat and its full name and group in the chat. Okay, make sure you register your attendance. The rules are the same as last year. We're going to be having our classes. After the class is over, I'm going to be loading up some notes here in your portal, and you will have access to the video of the class and the links that I use for our classes. Remember, if you have questions, just raise your hands and ask. Spanish or English is fine. Our goal, of course, is to practice in English. If you need help, of course, I will definitely stop and assist you. In today's session, we're taking a look at this block. Now remember, each block has its activities that you'll be creating your evidence for. All right, so as you go through, make sure you take the time to do all the activities. Each has its presentation, its content, and you need to complete the activities, saving evidence of all four, and of course, complete the self-assessment on your own and save evidence of it as well. Each of these has lots of activities that should prepare you to be able to speak in class. It should be easy for you to speak with me. But of course, here we will practice together and we will clear up any doubts. And if you have questions, you ask questions here. As is customary, I share a preview video with you, and that preview video was longer than some of the others, but it's newer, and it had all of the modals. For our session, we're not going to do all of them. As you saw, I'm going to try to focus on can and could. Now, these are what we call modals that help us with possibilities. All right. And if you took a look here, you would see that I also shared different links. One of the links I shared had have, which is also pretty useful. We're not going to practice it in our class, but you have an ability to check there as well. We're going to focus on can and could, and we're going to look at would, and we're also going to look at should. So can, could, possibilities, would, generally used to talk about, things in the future or probabilities, and should, generally used for suggestions. Right? Now, for our session, I'd like for you to do a little bit of reading, and then I'll like for everyone to get an opportunity to speak. I think everyone has registered their names in the chat now. So let me jump over and let's take a look at what are modals. Now, when we think of modals, we're thinking of helping verbs that allow us to express some sort of modality, so idea of what is happening, some sort of ability, so we'll see can and could here, possibility, we'll also see can and could here, necessity, or other conditions, right? Now, you would have already seen first condition and second condition already. So you know for first condition, we use will. And for second condition, we used would. So which ones are real conditions and which ones are unreal hypothetical situations? All right, I see two new people. Remember, full name and groups in the chat. Now, let's get some reading happening. And let me just start off with using what I see here in the list. So let me start off with Alexis. Hey, Alexis, welcome back. Let's start right here. As complementary verbs, can you read for me?
As complementary verbs, modal verbs can function with other verbs. The principal verb is always found after the modal verb, and in the basic form, modal verbs are not conjugates and have no tenses.
Excellent. So we are going to be seeing lots of modal verbs. And there are some main ones. We have can, we have could, we have may, we have might, we have will, and we have would, which is all the way down here. We have shall and should. We have ought to, must, or have to. Now they're grouped together because some of them are similar. So let's take a look, first of all, at can, right? Alessandro, or no, it's Alessandra. Alessandra, join us here with can. How do we use can?
I can speak 5 languages. We
All right.
can work tonight if you need us. Bill and Tom can't help you. The restaurant can be expensive if you drink a lot of wine.
right? And can is used to express ability to do something and possibility, all right? Another example would be, it can be dangerous to drive if you're tired. We generally use can in questions. So we can use it if we want to ask for permission informally or ask about the possibility of something. For example, can I have a glass of water? You're in a restaurant and you want to order. Or you're here in school. Hey, can you help me with my A and P homework? All right. Or in general, can they work late tonight? Maybe you're working on a project together. So can is used for asking permissions or stating possibilities and abilities, right? Let's go to could. Let's go with Sebastian. How do we use could?
Yeah, teacher. Could, meaning past tense of can, indicates ability or possibility in the past. You could speak Spanish when he was young. I couldn't sleep last night. Could you play an instrument when you were a child? Could is also used for possibilities in the future. Examples. You could pass the test if you studied. I think it could rain later. As with can, in interrogative sentences, could is used to ask permission or to ask about possibilities, but in a more formal sense. Examples. Could you pass the salt, please? Could you help me?
Good. Now notice, can is generally what we would call the present tense form, and could is more the past tense form. Their purpose is the same. We use it to talk about abilities and possibilities, and we use it to ask for permission or possibilities about something. Can is informal and could much more polite, formal. All right? Could I be wrong? Definitely going to also see could in conditional sentences. Now, even though this one is not on our list, we're going to practice with may and might and some others. So let's continue with may and Danae. Join us here for may. Miss Luna. And while Danae is activating her microphone, I see there are some new people in the waiting room. And for those who joined late, Ugo, and I saw someone on their iPhone, but I think they changed their names. Good. Remember to add your full names and groups to the chat. Is Danae with us? Are you there, Luna? All right. Something is happening there. Let's continue with Diana Angeles Garcia.
My was to indicate possibility in the future exams. I will bring an umbrella. It might rain a lot. It might be better to finish the snow rather than what wanted tomorrow. My is also used to with permission or instructs. Exams, you might laugh if you like.
So you're seeing that can and may can help us with possibilities. May, however, is a lot more on the polite side. Can and could, more formal or informal, but may is definitely polite speech. We like to say things like, you may use your cell phone now. May I have a glass of water? May I leave now? Now, similarly is might. Zuriel, let's continue with might. Hi, Ms. Gomez. I think Dana's microphone was not working. She's in the waiting room again. I'll let her in. Elliot, Zuriel, are you there? Is your microphone working?
Yes.
All right, let's continue. Might.
Might, meaning synonym of may, indicates possibilities in the present or future. Examples: I would bring an umbrella. It might rain later. It might be better to finish this now rather than wait until tomorrow. Might can also be used like may to ask permission, but this is much more common in British English than in American English.
So those four first modals that we looked at all help us with possibilities. May and might are much more polite. Can is informal. You can use it with like friends. And could is much more formal. Now, all of these helps with what we call modals of possibility. They're indicating what's possible, what's that person or thing or place's ability to do something. Now, what about will? Well, let's dive in and let's continue with Paula Esquivel with
Yes.
will.
Will, meaning he used to express get guys
Willingness.
willingness or consent, as we will see in later sessions. Will is used to form the future tense. Example: I will help you. We will learn English. Will is used in interrogative sentence to ask for information, a favor, or opinion.
Good. For things like, will they find a cure for cancer? That's a question of information. Will you help me to move? That's a favor. And will he go to Paris by train or by car? Opinion or more information. You will see will in conditional sentences as well. Help us to express cause and effect or future possibilities. The next one is shall, which is the baby brother of will. Ugo.
Yes, meaning used like will to express the future. The use of shall is much more common in British English and is generally considered more polite.
Mhm.
Examples: Chris shall be happy to see you. He'll take the 3 o'clock train.
All right. So notice the short form for words like shall and will are the same. So apostrophe LL. That's because they mean the exact same thing. All right. We use them the exact same way. Expressions of the future, expressions of your opinion, the cause and effect of something. All right. So both of them can mean the same thing. We also use shall for offers and to make suggestions. We use should, which is like the past of shall as well when we're doing suggestions or to ask about opinions. For example, shall we meet at 10 or shall we go to the movies or the museum? Let's look at should as well. Jimena Peña.
Yep. Should meaning indicates a recommendation or obligation or reflects an opinion about what is right or correct. Examples: I should call my parents more often. You shouldn't work so hard. They should practice more if they want to win the championship. Should is used in interrogative sentence to ask if there is an obligation or to ask for a recommendation. Examples: should we leave a tip? Should I have the steak or the chicken? Where should they meet you?
Good. Now, we noticed before that there are different modals that work in the same way. Should and shall are very similar, but should, as you can tell, is much more common and also feels a little bit more like a past tense version. Just respond. Good. Next one with Andrea Michelle. Ought to.
Ought to mean synonym of should and should it is less common.
Common.
Example, she ought to quit smoking. I ought to call my parents more often. They ought to work less.
Good. Now, should and ought to are the same. We don't use ought to very much, not common, and it feels also stronger than should, which is why we use should, because it feels less as a demand and more of a suggestion. When we want to talk about demands, we should use stronger modals. For example, must. Natalie, let's continue with must. Jimenez Tercero.
Must indicates an obligation provision when in the negative or necessity. It is a synonym of have to in affirmative sentences.
Necessity.
You must have to read this book. It is fantastic.
Continue, Natalie.
Yes. It is synonym of have to in affirmative sentences. Examples: you must have to read this book. It's fantastic. You must have to brush your teeth 2 times a day. Why must have to leave now or we will be late. You must not drink and drive.
Now we have to be careful with must and have to because they can have a very different meaning in their negative forms. For example, in the affirmative question form, when must we leave? Checking what's the obligated hour when we are going out. We use it just the same for probabilities and assumptions. For example, John's not here, he must be sick. That's the highest possibility because he never misses classes. It must be difficult to learn a new language because if you compare it to other things, that's the most likely. In question forms, we also use it for rhetoric. Questions that we don't expect an answer for. For example, must you always be late? Must she talk so much? These are not questions that you expect an answer for. So just loud statements expecting no answer. Now, another important one that we're going to be looking at today is would. Jocelyn Flores.
Would, meaning past tense of will, indicates preference, desire, or intention. Example: she would like to go to New York someday. I would like a beer and
My wife would like a glass of wine, please. Please. Would you like some coffee? Would you help me, please? When would you like to go to the movies?
And generally, we use will and would, as I mentioned, in conditional sentences, and you're going to see a lot of those. Now, some of the things I'm going to be sharing with you are these links here. When we think of the verb in their modal form, we try to make sure that we express what's the purpose in this sentence. Are you giving a possibility? Are you giving advice? Are you stating a situation or a hypothesis? And therefore, super important that you know which one is best for each situation. As a quick little recap, can, we use it for abilities in the present, permissions, and requests. All of these are present forms. The past form is could. We use it to do the same thing. Talk about our abilities, request permission, or stating possibilities. When it comes to would, we're talking about hypothetical situations, an unreal situation, for example. We're also focusing on should, which is used for recommendations or suggestions. All right. Now, of course, you're going to see a lot of others because English does have quite a few. And the goal after today's class is to at least master this first section, right? So jump onto your portal and dive in, create your new blocks for this first unit in this section. Now, of course, I would be remiss if we didn't do some practice. So I'm going to open up some practice questions. And I'm going to start with Karina. Karina Naomi, what's the best modal to complete this sentence?
Can you help me?
Exactly. All right. A nice informal way, usually talking to a friend. Hey, Karina, can you help me? Quick and easy. Number 2, let's go with Majo. Are you there with us? Cuyin Fierro? María José?
Sí, sería
What do you think? What should it be?
should
Again,
they should practice more if they want to win the championship.
Good recommendation. All right. Number 3, let's continue with Valeria. Martinez.
Yes,
Are
teacher.
you there? Mhm.
You must not drive and drink and drive.
All right. Now that sounds like we're talking about a strong recommendation or a rule. And for those things we use must. You must not. The rule is do not do this. You must not drink and drive. Repeat.
You must not drink and drive.
Good job. All right, let's continue. Number 4 with Martinez Ramirez. Hey, Andrea, Adriana, what's the answer here?
Sería, will you always be late?
All right. This is what we call rhetorical. A veces queremos expresar algo un poquito fuerte, igual como las obligaciones, las reglas, en la forma retórica, diciendo a alguien, oye, estoy notando esta acción que siempre haces. ¿Por qué lo haces? Pero sin la necesidad que la persona te responda. Must you always be late? Highlighting that this is not a good activity, but you always do it. Must you? Almost kind of chiding the person, like, no, 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 don't do that. In the same way that we used must here. It's a rhetorical question. Practice with me, Adriana. Must you always be late?
Must you always be late?
Good job. All right, let's continue with Victor Axel, number 5.
Yes. I would like to go to New York Sunday.
Yes, expressing your desires. Me too. I love to travel a little bit every weekend. And it's a possibility for you if you work hard. So I would love to do that. Number 6 with Natalie again, Aguirre Saucedo.
They should to work list.
All right. Whenever you see to, know that you're going to use ought. It's one of the only modal verbs that always goes with a prepositional. Let's practice. They ought to work less. Repeat.
They ought to work less.
And yes, it works more or less in the same way as should. It's a recommendation. Right? Number 7. Right. I see. I think it's Santiago. Number 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It can be dangerous to drive if you are tired.
Definitely. That's a very high possibility. Good job, Santi. And Lalo, number 8. Is Eduardo there with us? Pantoja Mota.
Will you help move?
Good. Requesting assistance. Will you help me move? Good. All right, let's do some more practice. Alexis. Martinez Velasquez, are you there with us?
Yes. Megan will play both the piano and the guitar.
All right. Wood is good, can is better. What abilities does Megan have? She can do 2 things. She can play the piano and she can play the guitar. Repeat after me. Megan can play both the piano and the guitar.
Megan can play both the piano and the guitar.
Good job. Sharon, Leah Sharon, number 2. Anaya Massa, are you there with us?
Start eating without me. I might be late.
Exactly. Nice and soft, suggesting a possibility of what will happen in the future. Good. Let's go back to Alessandra, number 3.
You can wear a helmet when riding your bike.
Definitely an ability. Yes, can might be a good option. But look here at this example. It's telling you that there is a rule for riding a bike. For rules and obligations, we use must and have to. For example here, you must wear a helmet when riding a bike to avoid accidents. Practice with me. You must. Repeat, Sandra.
You must wear a helmet when riding your bike.
Good. You don't want to drop or have an accident. Let's continue with number 4. Sebastian, back to you.
Yes, can you help me with my homework?
I can. I probably shouldn't, but I definitely can. Number 5. Danae, is your microphone working now? Luna?
Sí, ya puedo.
Go ahead.
Ok. Podría ser, I know it's difficult, but we will succeed.
Exactly. Expressing things about the future. Good job, Danae. All right, number 6. Let's continue with Diana. Or Diane. Dianette. Ángeles Garcia.
Sí. That good luck infects you will go to doctor.
Will would tell us about the future, but your recommendation should.
Shall.
All right, one more time. That looks infected. That cut looks infected. You should go to the doctor. Repeat.
That good luck infects you should go to doctor.
All right. Let's do a few more. Eliette, Zuriel, number 7. Are you there with us, Inez Gomez?
Yes, yes, yes.
What do you think? Couldn't, can't, mustn't, or won't? Which one?
I won't eat my dinner last night. My stomach hurt.
Okay. The clue here is last night. I couldn't. No way, because my stomach was giving me trouble. All right. So I couldn't. Repeat.
I couldn't eat my dinner last night. My stomach hurt.
All right. Let's continue with number 8 and Paula Esquivel.
Yes.
May.
Low possibility. All right. So Glenn may come with us if he finishes his homework. One is predicated on the other. All right. Full sentence. Glenn may come with us.
Glenn may come with you to the movies if he finishes his work.
Now, he won't come with us if he doesn't finish his homework. All right. So you'll see these in conditional sentences as well. Hugo, number 9.
Yes, I can like to learn English someday.
All right. Hugo, I know you will because you have the ability. Like generally is our expressions of desires. All right. I would like to learn. Repeat.
I would like to learn English someday.
And I know you will. Last one, Andrea Michelle, number 10.
Yes. Um, is wall.
All right. Now, would help us to show a desire, but we are noticing here there is a situation. They were locked out, so they needed a solution. They had to. So their reaction to this situation was to break the window, and it happened in the past. All right, practice with me. We had to break the window because we locked the keys inside the car. Repeat.
We had to break the window because we locked the key inside the car.
Good. All right, so I'm going to share these links with you in the stream. You'll probably see a little email from me. And I'll share all of these links with you so you can practice the different modals. There are many different ways to use modals. We are focusing on certain modals, but it's very important that you practice them all. And give yourself the time to practice a lot, because the use of modals is quite common. And particularly when you write, you're going to see them pop up a lot. So I'm going to share many different links about how to use our modal verbs. Additionally, in this new unit, I'm going to be activating a forum. So make sure you complete your 3 units in this block, and then take a chance and work on the forum. Now, the forum is going to be pretty straightforward. I'd like for you to write an email. And this email, you're going to be writing to describe what you have been doing on your last vacation. So, most of us, we spent time with family. We maybe left the state and went to another state. So make sure you practice those 3 blocks so you can write using modal verbs and present perfect continuous. I'm going to create a space here on the portal for this new forum. It's going to be your first forum in this second block. Now, I'm going to send it to all the groups. So even if you're not in group 1, you can definitely share yours. And as customary, go back and interact with your classmates as well. In our next class, we're going to look at these 2 together. Present perfect continuous. So what have you been doing for however long a time and since whatever particular date? That's going to be our focus for next class. Of course, if you have questions or doubts, do let me know. And as I said before, welcome back. Of course, if you have questions now, let me stop sharing quickly. We have about 50 minutes if you wanted to ask questions or clear up any doubts. If not, I'll see you on campus or next Saturday. Any questions, any doubts? I see some new people. Go ahead. Let's start with Alessandra. I saw your email, Alessandra. Some of your folders, I see you're going to be putting info in them. Go ahead. What's your question?
Mi pregunta es si va a seguir recibiendo las actividades y puedo seguir haciendo los exámenes de la unidad 5.
100% yes. All right. And I saw another hand, but the person put it down. It might have been Sebastian. And I'm seeing a message in the chat. Let's see. Let's go all the way down here. All right. As I mentioned to some of you via WhatsApp, I'm going to leave it open. The idea is take your time. If you have questions, I'm always available. You can definitely send me messages. I'm going to leave English 5 open so you can catch up little by little on your own time. All right. Our focus in the sessions is gonna be 6. English 5 will stay open. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions? I notice the hands have all gone down. Yes, Jocelyn. Go ahead. Ms. Flores. Your microphone is muted if you're talking, by the way. Jocelyn? Okay. I think your internet is a little bit weak. I did not hear you clearly. If your microphone is working, go ahead and unmute again and ask. If not, send me a message via WhatsApp. Okay, Jocelyn, we didn't hear you clearly. Any other questions? All good? All right. Do enjoy your time back on campus, back in your courses. I think I saw a few faces. If you need help, do let me know, and I will see you guys next week. Get busy. Bye-bye for now.
See you, teacher.
See you,
See you,
teacher.
teacher. All right. Bye-bye.